Introduction. This book is required reading. Only Connect. E.M. Forster, Howard's End. Learning Latin in Greek. On my first day of grad school at Cornell University, I attended microeconomics. The professor, in an attempt to calm our first-year jitters, explained in soothing tones that he would be showing a lot of graphs, yet there was no need to panic. He said, "Think of graphs as flowcharts, and you'll be fine." As an arts professional with no background whatsoever in economics, I suddenly felt dizzy as my vision blurred. I had never heard of a flowchart. I was doomed. I now describe the experience of those first few weeks in business school as like trying to learn Latin in Greek, except I didn't know Greek either. No matter how earnestly I took notes, a few hours later, I had no idea what they meant. A comparable pitfall exists when a self-declared non-networker tries hard to follow networking rules written for a different species altogether. There is no point of reference. No mental bucket exists in which to dump the data. The data is fine. It is just in a foreign language. This networking book, on the other hand, is written in a language spoken and understood by introverts, the overwhelmed, and the underconnected. What luck! You finally have a chance at a passing grade. By the way, for many years now, I have been invited back to teach networking at Cornell. I have not yet been asked to lecture on economics, however. Networking for people who hate networking. Why would such a book exist? Isn't it a bit like giving quiche recipes to people allergic to eggs? And cheese? Or surrounding oneself with fragrant flowers despite suffering from severe hay fever? If you have an aversion to something not absolutely necessary, why not occupy your life with alternative endeavors? Why torture yourself? These are solid questions. Thanks for asking. Allow me to begin by saying I agree 100%. Do not waste a single precious hour on an activity you hate. Still, you don't get off the hook that easily. You don't get to place this audiobook back on the shelf, or e-shelf as the case may be, proclaiming yourself oil to networking's vinegar. Instead, I am going to perform the astounding trick of making networking enjoyable and rewarding, all without mind-altering substances. So find a comfy chair or patch of grass, put on your headphones, and commit. You won't regret it. Our field guide begins by politely examining and then shattering to pieces traditional networking truisms. Commandments along the lines of promote yourself constantly. More contacts equals higher probability of success. Never eat alone. Create non-stop touch points. Get out there as much as possible. Until my first edition hit the presses, networking books were all written for people of a particular temperament, the very personality style already predisposed to relish the prospect of spearing cheese in a room full of bustling strangers. Turns out, this personality type comprises a paltry 15% of the general population. I'm certain this is an unintended oversight on the part of other well-meaning authors. Nevertheless, smoke comes out of my ears just thinking about it. The other 85% of humankind is dismissed, misled, bamboozled. It is time to take back our rightful share of the networking world. Along the way, we will discover the enormous value of leveraging our natural style when networking. No more stamping out our instincts. Why bother? What's that you're mumbling? You don't like networking and have no interest anyway? It drains you? It never works? You don't have time? You don't need to? It's phony, self-serving, fake, inauthentic, superficial, conniving, manipulative, and useless? Hold it right there. take a sip of water, pull yourself together,